Bad health is largely caused by bad food and bad housing. And housing is something that the corporation is specially concerned with. Step by step, as the old slums are pulled down, we are going to build houses for families with children, as well as building flats for those who prefer them. We are going to build new schools with grounds for the kiddies to play, playing fields for football and cricket, gardens for the old folk. Most of Manchester, anyhow, will have to be rebuilt in the next 50 years.
Rebuilt? Why is that?
Because Manchester's falling down, decomposing in front of our very eyes.
I think it was 2017. I was living in a 2-bedroom house in Moss Side with, at the time, 4 children, 1 being a baby, and we were just overcrowded. I remember thinking my oldest was 10 as a female, so she had a room to herself, and 3 boys, young boys, obviously slept in what was my room, and I was downstairs on the sofa. So yeah, that was a traumatic experience. I had a piece of the ceiling fall on my head in the kitchen in that house. Just sheer trauma. And I think that's fired me to do what I do. I want better for my children and the next generation. So I grew up here. This is where it all began for me. I call it the village of harm. So we've got the H, which is a ward, which then we've got Ardwick, which is a ward. We've got Rusholme right here. So the R, and then we've got M for Moss Side, and that spells out harm clearly. And I think, you know, if you look at the makeup in these wards, they're a high population of African heritage people. There's a lot of history about neglect in these areas. There's a crisis, like we're not going to shy away or hide away from the fact there is a social housing crisis. There's a lot of language being bantered around affordable housing, which I detest. It's confusing. It's a tool, I believe, used to get away with putting housing that isn't social housing in place, but charging extortionate rents. So we just want to disband it. Like, no, let's not do it, because affordable to you might not be affordable to me. So let's call a spade and get some social housing. What we're trying to do is achieve having a seat at the table at the executive level when it comes to the housing plan and development for wards. It doesn't have to be hostile. It doesn't have to be a fight. All we want is to be heard, and all we want is a seat at the table to be able to shape the community we live in and that our children will live and grow in. So this isn't just a one-hit wonder ask. This is a legacy.
So this is Violet. She's one of the newest members. And this is Bear.
How many cats do you have?
I have 6 cats. Started with 2. And now I have 6, but they're wonderful. Are you posing? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've lived here 18 years now. And due to my partner leaving, the house just come into disrepair that I can't manage. So I have fibromyalgia, and like everybody else would be able to just put a door up or, you know, do like fix light fittings and things, and something that I can't do, so I struggle with. And because of my mobility as well, I struggle with the stairs, so I spend most of the time in here. I did have a bed, but my bed broke, so I'm on the mattress at the moment. But I am looking for a smaller property, because it's even harder to afford gas when you've got a 3-bedroom house to heat. So, you know, sometimes I do go without gas and things like that. But yeah, it's home. The space where you live is supposed to be your safe place and your comfortable place, and it doesn't feel like that. And I have said to the council, I don't want it. I don't want this property anymore. I don't want to live here. I want to start again. So fingers crossed there will be somewhere suitable for me soon.
So just letting you know we're outside.
This is where the rat was coming through. Many times we had problem of sewage. We would have sewage flowing in our basement, and the smell will come upstairs.
Right. Oh my God.
It was worse in summer. I became depressed.
It's a lot. And you're still going through it. I'm sorry for you.
We don't deserve
I
it.
know.
We kept the part of our bargain.
I
We
know.
looked after their homes.
There is justice. And, you know, we've come together and we're fighting for the justice. Yeah. I sometimes thought I was suffering alone, and then the more work and the more listening and engaging with other people, you realized how common it was and how many other people are suffering similar circumstances.
I truly believe there are good people out there who can listen, who can make a difference. I don't want to see any policy which is going to affect normal people without consultation with that normal person. You cannot make decisions for people when you have not lived in their area, you have not lived in their lives, you've not lived in their shoe to understand. Okay? Decisions cannot be made by people who own multi-million-pound houses. You understand? Decisions should be made by the community who understands their needs.
So we have church services on a Sunday as well, but on a Monday and a Wednesday it's food bank. So we take these vouchers and then we'll go off the list. So cereal, soup, toiletries, feminine hygiene. It is a women-led food bank, it's all women. And that wasn't done on purpose, but now it has been done. We kind of like the way it is, because we find people more open to come to women and share their story, and they feel less judged. People are coming here because by the time they've paid the rent, they've got no food. So You know, I have mums coming in, they work 40 hours a week and they're crying because they feel like they're a bad person because they can't afford food. I walked in here 12 months ago, very depressed, couldn't afford food. I had an awful situation at home with my son, which was turned into domestic violence due to his mental health. And I just walked in here and it was like I've always been here. It was like I've never left since I was young. And I have never left because from that day onwards, I became a part of the family. Health, housing and food are all connected, but people don't see that. Because if people haven't got the right housing, the right food, they're going to become ill, whether it's mentally, physically. That's going to put a strain on the NHS. And people aren't putting the dots together. They're too busy blaming the people that are in the situation for the situation. And sometimes it could be someone's fault that they're homeless or, you know, but that doesn't mean they don't deserve a chance. Everybody deserves second chances, and that's why, even if it's just a 1-bedroom flat, it could mean the world to somebody. There isn't one size fits all when it comes to housing. There's so many other complex needs. We want a social home, we want social housing, and the homes that we are getting are affordable homes. It seems to be the developers' interest first and then us, and that needs to stop. It really does need to stop. We're asking for things that we feel can be done. We understand, you know, that yes, you can't build a whole new council estate and things like that, but we're asking for the minimum. We need less broken promises now.
We're here at Parliament Square. We've made it safe and we want to put forward our proposal, our report,
Our
asks and demands.
We're just here and we're here on behalf of all of the people in our communities, and we're going to be their voice today, and let's hope we do a good job.
That was amazing. I think the ability to tell and share stories, hear other stories, and just to highlight the gravity of the issue. People that have suffered and are still suffering, and the amount of work that needs to go into it. I think it was good to share. There was people in the room that I felt are committed to affecting this change, and I think, you know, it's all there. The stats are there, the lived experience is there. We've got new government in power. And we want them to be able to come on board and change things. It's a win-win for all.